I'm Kibler from the Brothers Geek Out podcast.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And man, what a fan of the movie I am! Like absolutely gobsmacked.
Oh, thank you.
Like it's really you pay homage to what has come, and then you bring something fresh to the table as well.
Yeah, we wanted to. It's I love the Ninja Turtles. It was like the first thing I ever loved, and it brought me so much like just joy as a child to discover that and to have this thing that my like parents didn't fully understand and that I felt like was cooler than me and aspirational. Like they were teenagers, they were weird, they were funny, they were good at fighting crime. Like I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle or hang out with the Ninja Turtles. And it was so creatively inspiring to me at a young age that the idea to like bring that to a new generation was thrilling. And I think you only do that by making something that's more new than it is a rehash. So it was really important to honor the past and the nostalgia and the things that we as fans love, but also just like make it relevant and compelling and funny and really work for modern audiences.
I think I saw it 4 times in the cinema.
Whoa! Thank you.
4 times. The soundtrack, the visuals, and like going on to the visuals, like what was the source of inspiration when it came to the art style of the movie?
We wanted it to look like teenage drawings, like the way that like when you're is that can I draw on this?
Of course,
I always like mime this with my fingers, but it's like when you're like a teenager, you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna draw a face and I'm gonna like start with the eye and I'm gonna like draw the shape of the eye and I'm gonna like shade it and I'm gonna draw every line around it and every eyelash and I'm gonna like I'm better at drawing now, so that's not a terrible eye. That doesn't actually make the point I'm trying to. But it's like when you're a teenager, it's like
No, of course, yeah.
Yeah, the shapes are like all distorted and your like passion is kind of betrayed by the fact that you just like don't know anything about drawing yet. And there's like this really beautiful poetic metaphor in that. Like that's like what being a teenager is, where it's like, I can do anything. I'm invincible. Yeah, I'm gonna draw that eye. Yeah, I'm gonna draw that hand. No, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm not gonna let that stop me.
It's amazing because I'm an artist. I've been an artist for 20 years now. Well, probably from 38 years when I was drawing on mum's walls. But you captured that source of, I'm just going to have fun with this and try and work it out along the way. And it really just spoke out loud to me because I've been doing canvas artwork and comic book artwork for, as I said, 20 years. But to see it represented on a screen on that large scale and how can I say, it's not messy, but
it is.
Yeah, it's messy.
It's messy.
It's visually stunning.
It's like we do this thing where it's like okay, so you're drawing a building or something, and it's like you start and you draw the building. You've got straight lines, and you draw that first window, and then you have to draw 20 more windows, and by the end, your like perfectly straight window becomes just like a squiggle, and it's like. We tried to build those things into the design of the world so it felt like it has human laziness. Like, it was a lot of work to make it seem like we were cutting corners.
No, of course.
Which is... I think it just made us laugh, where we're like, that's crazy. We shouldn't be allowed to get away with doing that, but we're doing it.
Because it's the form of expression of art where it's there.
Yeah.
And it speaks out in loud words, and seeing it in its form for the Turtles, like, it literally blew my mind because I'm a visual person. I suffer dyslexia, so information like that speaks to me in loud words.
Yeah.
So it really, I actually, when I saw everything put together so well.
Yeah.
And as you said, it must have been messy trying to do that in the process. But no, it came out stunning, dude.
Oh, thank you. I
Absolutely
appreciate
stunning.
that.
Yeah. Fans of pop culture, we get, when we go in, we actually physically go into this world because it's our getaway.
Yeah.
It's our getaway. So amazing, amazing. You have a great cast in this movie. But the one that stood out for me, and you must have geeked out as well, was Jackie Chan as Splinter.
Yeah.
That must have been insanely amazing to, because I felt like watching that. I felt like he was in his element when he was doing that as Splinter. I mean,
oh yeah, he was. There's so many things to say about him, but it's like, to me, Jackie Chan is like Elvis. He is like an internationally recognized superstar. He is like a literal icon, and some of his movies are some of my favorite movies, and the way he does action comedy I have not seen it matched. Like, it's so funny and engaging, but he's also a really good actor, and he's a really warm, likable, affectionate person, which made him a really good dad character. Like, he's like a lovable. So Splinter, we needed, from a story perspective, him to have some crazy ideas about humans, and him to be a little bit strict and overbearing, but we couldn't have him be unlikable. Mm-hmm. And being able to cast Jackie in that role, like, you can't be mad at him. He's so lovable. And those record sessions were some of the highlights of the movie for me. Because he was on Beijing time, we would have to like record him at like 6 a.m. in LA. So it's like we'd drag ourselves out of bed, and it's like, oh God, we have to go record Jackie Chan. What are we doing? And then like 10 minutes in, we'd be like, this is amazing. This is the funniest thing that's ever happened. I can't believe it. I can't believe he's this funny and hardworking and great at everything. And it was energizing.
It must have been, because for me, being a Jackie fan and watching his movies and seeing how he physically acts with his martial arts and with his comedy, but to see it in voice acting, because he's been in a couple of movies, but I really felt like he shined in this. Like, you guys gave him, like, you guys let him loose, which was like, I felt like he was in his element.
Yeah. We really, that was kind of our directing style overall on the film, was not one of like, read the line like this, or like trying to like get someone to guess how to say the line the way you hear it in your head. It was just like, what feels natural to you? If the line doesn't work, we can just rewrite that live. Like, let's change it. What's a normal, natural way to say this? And just inviting a lot of improvisation and collaboration from the actors. And I think with Jackie, we're able to just lean into him being an actual dad. It's like, just you're telling them to be safe and do it the way you would to your kids. And it was really great.
That's amazing. How do you keep control of, like, actors with the cast that you had, kind of staying in the lane and not messing around too much? Because you've got comedians like Paul Rudd and you've got John Cena, and you're like, oh, this could get a bit much. Like, how did you control? Like, how do you feel like you did?
I feel like I learned a lot from Seth in that regard, and he talks about his experience on like 40-Year-Old Virgin, and like, just they would spend days just improvising, and the studio would be like, what are you doing? You're wasting money. But it's like, you just improvise, and then you go through and edit, and you comb together and find the gold nuggets, and then you put them next to each other, and then you have something that kind of works. But there were a couple times where we'd have to be like, all right, okay, let's go back to this, or you would like rewrite something live, where it's like someone would say something funny, we'd be like, oh, that's great, okay. Nick, you say the thing you said again. You're gonna do that. Say that, and then Brady, you say that line, and we would like try to recreate something that had just come out organically in a way that like had structure and rhythm and made sense from a dialogue perspective.
Oh, it's brilliant! Absolutely brilliant. I would have found that chaotic. It's hard enough trying to look after just a single sketch work when I'm doing it for a customer, to trying to manage different personalities as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes with clients you can be a bit too much and you're like, how do I tone this down and work with
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
So it's interesting that you went through that process. I did want to ask, with the original concept idea of putting this movie together, the soundtrack, what made you guys go back to that era?
I just love hip hop. It's music that I love, and the movie had to take place today. It had to take place in the 2020s, but in my head, it's a late 80s, early 90s franchise, and doing that with the music felt like a way to evoke that time period without having to like actually set the film in like 1990, and it was just it was a great opportunity to like use a lot of songs that I absolutely love. That was one of the most joyous parts of making this film.
It must have been. I'm a music man myself, so getting to hear those tracks as well, it does take you back to that era. I did want to ask you, if you were one of the turtles, which one would you be?
I mean, out of these four, I mean, okay, when I was a teenager, I was Donnie.
Okay.
Today, I'm more of a Leo. I'm more of a square. I'm the one trying to keep everyone together and on mission when no one else cares.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I was a Raph in my teenage years. Leo now because I am the eldest in the family. So yeah, I suppose it changes with the times.
It's your responsibility.
Definitely. All right. So my listeners wanted me to do a quick fire round question trivia.
Okay, great.
So, what is the turtle's favorite pizza topping?
I don't know. I think Mikey likes jelly beans. Is that? Is there an answer to these, or
there is an answer?
What is the answer?
So that one's pepperoni.
No! Oh, wah, wah.
That's all right. It's all right. The next one was, which dimension-hopping villain is known for causing chaos and crossing paths with the turtles?
Krang? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you did it.
I'm like, is that a trick question?
Which turtle is known for his love of pizza and laid-back surfer attitude?
Oh, Mikey. Yeah. Okay.
And the creators of the Turtles?
Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird.
Awesome. They're going to love this. So in the 1987 animated series, what was the colour of the bandana that Leo wore?
Blue.
Good.
I would have been messed up if I got
that would have caught you off guard. The technology that you guys are using in your films now, like so, you're doing the voice recording and then getting the animation to sync up with it as well. Like it's an amazing era we're in now with technology and what you're able to do. What you did in your first movie was insanely good. Like it was a different level and just the stylistic style of it. It was like there's directors that come in and writers that come in. I mean, like for me, like Hong Kong cinema is a big thing. So John Woo plays a big part, and I know that when it comes to his style of action, it's really artistic.
Yeah.
So it was what you do with your direction in animation is just insanely good, dude. So
thank
congratulations.
you. I appreciate that. It's I love I just rewatched To Live and Die in L.A. The Friedkin film.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting because it has one of the all-time great car chases in it. It's such a good scene, but it like weirdly cuts to these like subjective shots of memories that like explore how the character is feeling, and it's like it's exactly what you're saying. It's like action directing, but it's really artful, and I think there's like so much more to be done with that.
No, it's absolutely awesome. But one last thing.
Yeah, of course.
Before you go. My listeners would love to see you draw one of the turtles' faces, but without taking your hand off the page.
All right, let's do it. What turtle are we going for?
Any of your choice. Any of your choice.
Let's go. Who's your favorite turtle today?
It's going to be Mikey.
All right, Mikey. Let's do
give this a go.
Mutant Mayhem, Mikey. And here we go.
That's brilliant. The watermelon kicked in.
Boom.
Jeff,
That's what we got.
thank you so much.
Oh, of course.
It's such a pleasure.
My
to meet you.
pleasure.